So before we even get into this video, I was supposed to record this outside, but it's decided to start raining and it's blowing a gale. So it's a front room jobby for this one. So I've been meaning to do this video for a while, and I'm here to talk, obviously you've seen by the title, about the backpacks / rucksacks that I use whilst wild camping. I only really use 3 rucksacks on the channel, so I'm going to go through each one and tell you about the specs and tell you what I use them for. First off, I want to talk about the pack that I've used the most so far this year, and it's my newest pack as well, and it is the Lightwe Gramas Ultra. Now it comes in 3 different sizes, and when I say sizes, I don't mean the capacity, I mean the actual fitment of the pack. So it's a 35 litre pack. I'm pretty sure the internal volume of the main bag is only 28 litres, and then obviously the rest add up to make it 35. It has some quality features on it, one being the pockets on the straps, so you can put your water bottle in there. In this one, I always keep my water filter. It's even in there now. It's a really simple bag. There's no brain on the top. It's just a simple roll top, a bit like a dry bag. You've got the mesh pocket at the front, which I keep my waterproofs in, my tent pegs in, other bits and bobs. It's got this strap on the bottom, or these 2 straps on the bottom should I say, so you can cinch your tent down underneath the pack. And with it being quite a small pack, I do that if I need to take some extra stuff, or if my tent's wet and I don't want to put it in the top. I can just put it on there, cinch it down with these. I've also attached a little carabiner there, so I can just clip it onto my tent bag just in case. We don't want to be losing out, do we? So it's not adjustable. It doesn't have a solid frame, so it's really good for just lightweight backpacking really. You've got a strap that goes across the chest, so you can cinch that down. And then you've got, I wouldn't say it's a hip belt, it's basically a tiny strap that just clips. It is a hip belt, but as you can see, there's no pockets, there's no real support or anything. So this has a maximum loading capacity of 12 kilograms. So it's an ideal one for long distance hikes, multi-day trips. It's basically my summer pack, maybe stretching into late spring, early autumn. The material is Ultra 200. That's what it's called, that's what it says on website, and it weighs 410 grams. So it's my lightest pack, my smallest pack. The material itself is actually waterproof. However, the stitching and the seams are not waterproof. So make sure you've got your stuff in dry bags, or like I use, a pack liner, and I just stuff everything into that and you're good to go. The price of this bag, it's not the cheapest. Funnily enough, it's the smallest bag I've got, but it's the most expensive. So it's £238, I believe. On the website it's in euros, so the latest conversion that I did, 238 quid. And just bear in mind you might get some import costs as well. It's also got side pockets, so you can put your hiking poles down there, cinch them down with these. You can get plenty of snacks in there, your water bottles, stuff like that. But really, it's a no frills basic pack, just ultra light, really strong. It's been pretty durable. I was umming and ahhing about getting it in white, to be honest, but it's held up pretty well. Obviously it is a bit filthy in places, a few marks on it, but what can you do? It's a white pack. It does say on the website that the production time is from 1 week to 12 weeks, so it might be worth just dropping them an email first before putting an order in. So that is the Lightwe Gramas Ultra 35 litre, and I really recommend it. It's going to be going on plenty more missions with me, and I'm just really pleased with it. So next on the list, I wish I had some stuff in it so you could sort of see it in a bit more of a shape, is the 3F UL Gear Kidan Pro. Just like the Gramas 35, it doesn't have a brain or a zip or anything on the top. It's just a simple roll top bag, like a dry bag, and the size of this is 56 litres. We've also got mesh pocket on the front, which is a lot bigger than the Gramas. It's only available in one size. It's a frameless pack. What people tend to do, and what I've done in the past, you can get your sit mat or your foam pad and just put it in the back of the rucksack. You'll have seen it on some of my videos before. And all that does then is offer a bit more back support and it just stops your back from sweating as much against the material. So we've got pockets in the side, as you'd expect, really deep as well on this one, so you can put your poles in, cinch them up, water bottles, everything like that. Now this one does have a reasonably good hip belt. It's really comfy, loads of foam, and the pockets are massive. It doesn't have the pockets on the straps, which is quite annoying, but you can buy them as an optional extra. Free FUL gear make them. The material is a mixed nylon. It has a load capacity of 14 kg, so a couple of extra kg more than the Lightwe bag, but I'm gonna say I've definitely had more than 14 kg in this, because I've loaded this up good and proper in the past, and it's been alright. It's held up anyway. The weight of this bag is 880 grams, so more than double than the previous bag. But the price, when I last looked on the Free FUL Gear website, you might be able to find it cheaper on AliExpress or Alibaba or whatever. It was £70. So that is a real bargain. Now I've used it for multi-day hikes. I took it on the Cumbria way. Even just overnighters. If I want to carry stuff like pans and actual cooking food, not just dehydrated meals, then this is the sort of bag that I'd go for. And I'm sure you'll have seen me use it on various occasions since I've owned it. Availability wise, they're in stock everywhere. They're on the Free FUL Gear website. Like I say, they're on Alibaba, AliExpress, probably find them on Amazon and eBay. And would I recommend it? Absolutely. Really good. For £70, you can't go wrong with this. So that's the Free FUL Gear Kidan Pro. And then last but by no means least is this absolute monster of a pack. Now this, bit sentimental to be honest. Well, not sentimental, but this is my first proper pack when I got into wild camping. This came with me on my first ever wild camp, which is on the channel, the first video on the channel. So check that out, check the state of that video out. And this is the Burg Panamax. And what a monster it is. I've never seen another one. I've never seen anyone else use one on any videos. I'd never seen it before I bought it, and I've not seen it since. So the capacity is 70 litres. And when I bought this rucksack, I thought this would be all I'd ever need. I thought I'll buy a pack that's going to be big enough. I'll better use it for overnighters. If I need to go on multi-day stuff, it's clearly big enough to carry plenty of clothes, plenty of food, plenty of camping equipment. It's got a massive brain on the top. We've got a zip there that's actually full of stuff, full of my old first aid kit, bits and bobs that I've just never taken out of it. If you unclip these, you've got another zip underneath the brain. So if I just take this brain off, so that's detachable. I'll put some cushions in it just to give it a bit of shape. You can still use this without the brain by rolling it up and then using these straps to clip it down. And I have done that in the past. And this literally has every feature you'd ever need. The frame is fully adjustable, so you can lift that off. It's got a solid metal frame all the way down. This carries weight like no other bag. I've loaded this up 20 odd kg, 22 kg, 24 kg, and it just carries the weight really well, all in the hips. The hip belts are absolutely solid, decent sized pockets. I wouldn't say these pockets are as big as the Free FUL Gear one, but they're adequate enough to fit your phone and stuff like that in. We've got mesh on the side to put your water bottles in. The most asked question on my entire channel was, how are you getting your water bottle onto your straps? I just thought every bag came with these. So it has decent mesh. Oh, some gloves in there. It has decent mesh pockets on the straps. It has a bottom compartment, which none of the other bags have. So if you want to put your tent in the bottom, or I used to use it for my sleeping bag, you can squeeze as much stuff in there as you need to. I'm not even sure what the load capacity is on this. I couldn't find anything on the internet. I think it's just load it up as much as you can carry, to be honest. A downside to this bag, because of all these features, because of the proper heavy duty frame that it's got, it actually weighs 1.89 kilos. So nearly 2 kilograms of your kit. Bearing in mind the first bag were like 400 and something grams, 410 grams, whatever it was. This is nearly 2 kg. It's got a decent zip running down the full side of the pack, which I've not seen on any of these others. So you can actually access your stuff from the side. There's my little cushions in there. which I never really used. The material is a 210D nylon, and it does seem really robust, really strong. You can be pretty rough with this bag, and I have been. I've used it for a couple years now. However, it will be getting replaced, and the only reason why these mesh pockets are pretty much non-existent, it's just because of all the stuff that I've had in there. I've had micro spikes squashed in there, which I think have ripped some of these little holes. But the problem is, when I went to look to replace this, I couldn't find it anywhere. So it's no longer in stock. I think it was an old bag when I bought it. I did buy it new, but what I mean is a discontinued bag. So it cost me, I say the other one were the cheapest, this cost me 60 quid from M&M Direct. What a bargain. But the price I'm going to say, because it's the original price, if you go on the Burg website, you can find links to it still, but it's not available. And it's £180. If I'd have taken a little bit more care with these mesh pockets, then I'd have still been using it now. So when it comes to uses, it did start off as my main pack. I did a little multi-day hike called the Calderdale Way, which is local to me. I used this, absolutely fine. But then I soon realised, when I got into the old gram counting, and actually checking how much my kit weighs, I realised I'm using 2 kg in just a pack alone. And that's when I started looking at alternatives, just for those longer trips. But for winter, when you just want to load it up, get as much stuff in, crampons, heavy duty winter tents, winter sleeping bags, all those extra clothes, food, cooking gear, all that stuff, you can't go wrong with this. Like I say, it carries the weight really well. So this is the Burg Panamax 70. And would I recommend it? If you can find one, absolutely. So I've just been meaning to do this video for a while. I just wanted to show you the packs that I use on the channel. I have used a different rucksack once or twice on the channel, but I wouldn't recommend it, so I wasn't going to bring it to the video. I think that was a Hiker 120 that I got off eBay. I bought that for like 20 quid thinking, that's all you need, innit? The rucksack's a rucksack. But that was before I did my first ever solo wild camp. So the only time I've used that one is, say if I'm doing a bit of bushcraft, or I'm not bothered about the bag getting burnt on a fire or ripped or all like that, and it's not a long walk in, then that's the pack that I'd bring on that occasion. However, if I could only own one of these 3 packs, and if you're first getting into this and you don't want to be buying 3 different packs for different scenarios, then I really would recommend, and it's the one I'd keep out of all 3 if I could only have one, and it's the 3F UL Gear Kidan Pro. So it's the cheapest of the 3. It doesn't have that many features, but it does everything you need it to do. So even if you're just going for an overnight camp or a multi-day trip, or even loading it up with your winter gear, I reckon this one would do the job just fine. Right, hopefully this is short and sweet, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, in a bit.